hollow, empty, shallow, all ways you may describe the brand new Sims 4 High School. I mean, in the trailer, it looks stunning. We have beautifully lined halls. It was colourful. There was so much going on. And then when you actually buy the pack, it just looks horrendous. I know people say the Sims team do this because they're trying to make it work on lower NPCs. Guys, this is not the vibe, and this is not how it should be, regardless of how bad your PC processing power is. So we are fixing it today. Interestingly enough, there is not actually a brand new lot type for high schools. Well, there is. It's called high school, but you can't actually search for it as a lot type on the gallery, which I thought was a little bit strange. So the first Copperdale High School, which I recommend, is made by this creator here, and it is just called Copperdale High School. Now, I like this one from the offset because it is very, very modern. As you can see, it uses a lot of stuff from a lot of different packs, some of which I don't own, but usually it's not like a massive issue because I don't own some of the packs and it still looks great. The reason why I wanted to go over this one first, it's a very like a chilled out college vibe rather than a school. There's lots of chilled hangout areas. The canteen actually looks really, really cozy and nice, and it integrates dine out too to make it a lot more realistic. We have one downstairs classroom here, which I actually think looks quite nice. I like the lighting in this room. It actually comes with a proper library with a couple of computers, which is nice. And we've got a basketball court. Obviously, unfortunately, this stuff, like, it's not really functional. Well, the seats are functionable. Well, they are proper seats, but you're not going to have loads of Sims watching you play basketball, unfortunately. But if you want to have that proper American school vibe, like you have a basketball court here, they have a rugby ball and a punch bag. So like you can come here and do sports. That's why I wanted to show off one which has cross-pack compatibility. Even though it uses stuff from other packs, it actually makes it a more fulfilling experience. The upstairs as well has an art studio, which is great. And of course we have the principal's office. We have a chill out space for doing air hockey. And then upstairs we have another chill out study area with a vending machine. We have another classroom up here, and we actually have a podium here. So I would say in general, this is pretty nice. It's a pretty chill college vibe. I kind of wish the Sims 4 high school years worked this way, where you had different classrooms, like you had an art room and you had a computer room and a science room. Obviously it didn't work out this way, but this build I feel like makes it a lot more immersive. Now this is one if you want a more traditional looking school vibe. I say traditional, but this is actually really, really unique and cool. This is the creator, and again it is just called Copperdale High School. Interestingly, this one has a swimming pool, which I feel like is a necessity. Obviously not every school has the budget for a swimming pool, but like it's a cool thing if you want to have swimming club and stuff. They also put the cheerleading mat here and some stools, so you could turn this into an area where you have like cheer competitions or maybe like mini school festivals or after school activities you want to make up. So it's quite diverse. I actually like that she put a reception area because you wouldn't think to put that in a school, but actually it makes sense. I haven't seen anybody else do that yet. The canteen area looks really nice. I like how we've just got 4 rounded tables, and honestly this looks so much better than EA's one with the counters and the microwave. It looks a lot more realistic. We've got a little chill out area here. I feel like this is supposed to be the staff room, so you could lock the door for staff only. Here we've got the principal's office, again looking quite elegant. Lockers in a bathroom, I've never heard of that in my life. Is that a thing? Well, it is now. Again, we've got a basketball court. I really like this one. It's very simplistic, but I think it just works. Do you know what I mean? Upstairs now, I love the classrooms because she's put a platform here, so you actually have 4 of the seats raised up here, which I think looks amazing, and I actually love the way this classroom looks. If real life schools had big enough budget, I think they would look really cool like this. And if we go upstairs even higher, we've got, I guess, is it like a music room? I think it is. We also have the library of the school, and we have a computer room which has platforms. Again, I think this looks really cool, this build actually. But do you know what? If it was me, I personally might get rid of, for example, the chess tables and just replace it with something from another pack that you own. So for example, if you own Discover University, you might place one place here with one of the crafting benches from Discover University, or you could replace it with the flower arrangement thingy here if you own Seasons, so it's quite customizable. This one is a mid-ground if you only own a few packs. It contains stuff from City Living, Get to Work, and Discover University, which I feel like are 3 quite popular packs, so I feel like a lot of Sims will own all 3 of these, which is why I chose it. Now, I scoured the gallery far and wide to find builds only using base game and high school years, and it was so hard. I literally only found 2. The first one is by Simlissy, Copperdale High School on the gallery. So this one, I like it because it's basically just like a basic generic high school, which is a good thing, by the way. It's got a reception desk. Again, we do have some subtleties like a staff room area. We have the standard. We have a pretty cool looking classroom that looks basic. We have, I'm not sure what you call this, an art room, which which again looks nice. The canteen looks quite small, but it's standard. I actually quite like this room because the problem with the base game one is that the rooms are so big and it makes them look empty. Whereas here she hasn't put like too many functionable objects, yet because the rooms are so small, it looks like it's really, really busy. This one comes with a gymnasium. Now, it just have cheerleading mats. If you do have city living, I personally would put the basketball hoops instead of the cheerleading mats in here, just to make it look a lot more realistic. But that's just an option because this one is supposed to be base game and high school years only, which I like. The other base game only one I found were by Little Simsy. Again, it's a very basic looking high school, but in a good way. Now, as far as I'm aware, she built this one to be like functionable for people on lower NPCs. So as you can see, I know you're probably going to say, well, these rooms are really empty. This looks bare. That's basically the point, because obviously a lot of people who play high school years may be playing on lower end laptops who can't afford proper gaming PCs, so they can't load a lot which has loads and loads of detail. So this one is basically for people who really want a better aesthetic than the base game one, but your PC is not really powerful enough to do that. So what she's basically done is make the rooms a lot smaller, and when you make it more compact, it looks a lot less empty. So this is the one I'd say you should have if you have a really crappy laptop that sounds like it's about to explode and take off like a rocket ship every single time you turn it on. This is the one for you. But other than that, guys, I honestly looked far and wide and there was nothing that was like really high quality that was base game and high school years only. I do apologize. I tried really, really hard to look through the gallery for so much stuff, but I just couldn't find it. If you are up for a little bit of a challenge and you could want to do like a bit of moderate building, I recommend downloading this one by Little Simsy just because the rooms are quite small and it looks like a good base from which you can edit from. So if you're not afraid of a little bit of a build challenge, you could always just take the base game one that she built here. And if you do have one or two of the packs, you can easily just swap things in and out. By the way, I also tried to find some more European style high schools, or at least the ones that were not Americanized. It was really, really difficult, unfortunately. I really wanted to find a proper British looking one, but I couldn't find it. If you guys find one that looks a lot different to American high schools and more like, for example, European ones, feel free to drop the gallery ID and the item name in the description below so other people can find it. Anyway, onto the Auditorium. So the Auditorium works in a very similar way to the Eco Lifestyle Community lot, in which you have the base build, which you visit when there's not an event going on. But then there's three different main events. So we've got the formal dance event where it's edited differently, the high school graduation event where it's edited differently, and then we've got the career day auditorium where it's edited a little bit differently. Oh my god, this looks so sad. Obviously, again, this one is very overwhelming because you've got to do it in 4 different ways. Again, weirdly, you can't actually search for Auditorium on the gallery. I don't know why the SimSim made it so hard to look for it, but there we go. So the problem with the Auditorium is basically it's 4 separate lots at once, so you actually have to download a lot for each of these off the gallery, which is so annoying. So the first creator we have is Glitter Tessa. She has, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This number 1, which is base game and high school years only, by the way, is the normal looking one. As you see, there's not much going on because this is just how it's supposed to look without any events going on. Moving on to the formal dance version, which we again have to change, which is incredibly annoying. See, I love this, firstly because it is base game and high school years only, but it looks really elegant. Like, it's so simplistic, but it's enough. Because I feel like with The Sims 4, when it comes to gameplay, having less objects is better because there's, you know, if there's too many functionable objects, the Sims are going around touching everything and interacting with everything, gets a bit messy. This one is very simple, which I like. Okay, so the next one, high school graduation, looks basically the same as the base one, but with a high school graduation, not much really goes on, so I think it looks completely fine, if I'm being honest. And then we have the career day version. See, what I like about this build is that it's smaller than the base game one, or as if it appears so. So even though the career day one is a very empty event, because it's quite compact, it actually looks not that bad. We've got the tables and things, so I quite like this one. And because all 4 of these are base game and high school years only, I definitely recommend it. Just to confirm, they are made by this creator here. So if you want to go wild and not care about all of the packs, Plumbob Kingdom has done all of these, again, which look very elegant. Now, I don't own all the packs, so this one may actually look different to the one that they actually built. I like it, again, because it is very small and compact, but we have a lot going on. This one right here is the base, very, very simple and basic. You can use it as a basketball court. Is it a court? A basketball room if you want to. As I showed you before, by the way, this is the prom one, which I think looks amazing. This is the graduation ceremony one. Again, it is very simple, but like it's enough. And then again, we have have Career Day. Unfortunately, however good a creator you are, I feel like Career Day will always look quite sad, but it looks good enough for what it is. Do you know what I mean? So I definitely recommend this one if you're the kind of person who is a whore for packs, you are addicted to Sims 4 DLC and you own all of the things, this is one for you. In my opinion, The Sims 4 High School Years was a bit of a flop, and I did a whole video as to why I thought it was a flop, but thank you very much for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.